It actually accelerates it because innovation solves problems. And we had a very good example of that in the COVID crisis. I remember I did a YouTube video weekly because we had a point of view, and my background is economics as well as finance. And our point of view at the time was, look, the world is going through a shock. It's a shock to our system, and the COVID crisis has created a lot of problems. Innovation solves problems. Technologically enabled innovation, better, cheaper, faster, more productive, more creative, uh, especially solves problems. And so, if anything, the energy crisis is going to accelerate the shift towards electric vehicles. That is already happening. Just today, we got numbers from China, and the new energy vehicle segment, this is a September number for China, was up 202%, whereas total sales were down 13% on a year-over-year basis, total auto sales. And, oh, by the way, Tesla sales in China were up 51%. So there is an accelerated shift towards electric vehicles. Now, to address your supply concerns, I agree with you completely. What we're seeing now is severe underinvestment in many industries. Energy, probably the most important. And one of the reasons is because of the ESG mandates of pension funds and foundations. They have been influencing large energy-related companies to shift their investment away from traditional fossil fuels toward the new energy, the renewables in particular. And so we're seeing a dearth of capital spending in the oil industry now, much like, and now I've been made fun of for saying this, but you have to go back to the whale oil crisis to see a similar phenomenon. At one point, whale oil was the source of our energy, used to light up our homes. But as we were discovering fossil fuels, the investment in whale oil collapsed. So what happened to whale oil prices? During that collapse, they were very volatile, both on the upside and the downside, as the shift towards fossil fuels began to take hold. But the resolution of that volatility was to the downside. And so we're seeing energy prices, oil prices in particular, that are much higher than we thought they were going to go. Not because of the demand side, it is because of the supply side. In fact, we do believe that the demand for oil, and this still holds true, peaked in 2019. I believe it was, I won't get these numbers exactly right, but something like 104 million barrels per day. And I think we're back up to, we got to roughly 90 during the crisis. And then this year, we're up to roughly 97. Now, forecasts are that we will go out to a new high in 2022. But if we're right, maybe we'll skirt with a new high. I doubt it, because what we're beginning to see is the impact of some of these price increases on demand. Consumers are pulling back, and they can pull back. Unlike in the 70s, when we went through the quadrupling of oil prices because of the OPEC cartel, we had no choice. We had to drive to work. And I remember I had just gotten my driver's license in California. I was, 4 cars deep around a block to wait for gasoline. Today we can stay home, and we've gotten a lot of practice during the last 18 months. And so I think we're going to see a demand reaction to these price increases. The other thing that that we believe is going on, since we're speaking about risks, is many people, I think, look at auto dealer lots Here in the United States, there's very little inventory on the lots, just 17 days of inventory. Normal is around 60 days. And many are saying to me, you're completely wrong about what's going to happen to the auto sector here, because what we believe is during the COVID crisis, in order to avoid mass transit, a lot of people bought new and used cars. We had a 60% increase in used car prices. And where are those cars now? They're not on dealer lots. They're in our garages or our driveways, our parking lots, and they represent excess inventory. We probably wouldn't have bought that extra car, certainly not here in the United States, if it weren't for the coronavirus. And this is true of a lot of goods. We spent a disproportionate amount on goods because we could order them online, not on services. In the United States, goods account for only a third of consumption, but they went well north of 40% last year. What does that tell us? Well, we have a lot of excess inventory stored in our homes, whether it's toilet tissue or Clorox, and we're seeing the fallout from that now. Many of these companies are reporting decline in sales. So I think there's a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos, but we do believe that the impact of price increases will not be to feed through and cause a wage price spiral. We think instead, technologically enabled innovation is going to accelerate, productivity is going to accelerate, and to the extent wages are going up because of labor shortages, many people don't want to go back to work because they're fearful, then productivity gains will do a lot to offset those wage gains.